You can't see my face. Let's zoom out a little bit. Oh, that's zooming in. That's not great. Oh, there we go. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Wonder if I have something to help with that. No, I don't. You're just gonna have to put up with me being a little bit darker than usual. Maybe if we put this candle here. No, didn't really do anything, did it? Hi, I'm Beth, and today I'm going to be talking about my childhood because everybody loves childhood and none of us did anything cringy or weird. So I have a list of things here, which is pretty nice. I'd like to note that I look very emo today. I didn't mean for this to happen. I straightened my hair, which is something I seldom do. Okay, number one. When I was little, I used to draw a lot, and by a lot I mean a lot, but unfortunately I don't think there's any remnants of that left because I would always throw my things away or give them to my friends. Which I don't understand why. I had like a bunch of sketchbooks. My grandma would always buy me sketchbooks and paper and stuff like that, but I would always like do 3 drawings in them and then lose them forever. So maybe one day I'll come across them and then I'll be able to show them to you. Like even in school, like primary school mostly, I would, when all the other kids were outside having fun at their break and at lunch break and whatever kids do, I would always stay inside with one of my friends or a few of my friends and I'd just draw things, and I loved it so much. I really left a building. On the topic of school, in nursery I went to a school, well I went to let's call it Skulton School. So I went there for nursery and reception, and I had a best friend and his name was, let's call him Dave. His name was Dave and he was my best friend ever in nursery and reception. So that was pretty nice. But then unfortunately in year 1, which is like, I don't know what that is to you Americans out there, but it's the first year in proper school, I had to move schools. So instead of going to Skulton, I went to Academyton School. Then obviously I had to leave my best friend behind, and then during the Academyton period in my life, I came across a new best friend, and let's call her Sharon. And so she stuck with me throughout all of my weird phases, which I'm gonna go through now. I had a drawing phase, which we all know, which I still like to draw quite a bit, even though I'm not incredibly good at it. A new phase that came upon me in Academyton was writing. I just loved to make up stories. I used to tell stories. I remember we had a talent show at Academyton, and I entered it like almost every year. And I remember one time I did singing, which was awful. I remember one year I did a sketch thing, like a comedy sketch with a bunch of my friends, and we ended up winning, and that was amazing. And then one time I actually wrote a story and I told it for everyone, and I think I came second, and so that was really good and it was really fun. And I still like to write now. I'm on Wattpad, which the link will be in the description, cheeky plug, hahaha. And then some rather weird phases that I didn't drag on with me happened. I have this cousin, let's call her Fran. And she was like a typical girly teenager. She did dance, and she had so many trophies, and I was really jealous of her and I wanted trophies. So she decided to let me join her dance club. And that happened for like 3 weeks, and then I gave up because I realised I can't dance. So that was a weird thing that happened. But my best friend in Academyton, what was her name again? Sharon, yeah. she did dance and she was really good at it. So on the topic of Sharon, I used to go on holiday to this place. I'm not gonna say where, but it was near a beach and it was a really nice place, and it was like a major point in my childhood. We'd go there like every year, sometimes multiple times a year, because my grandma owned a place there, and we would go there. And so one year I decided to bring Sharon with me, and we decided to go to the beach. So that was pretty fun, and we saw the sea and we were like, mate, we need to go in the sea, we need to mermaids, you know. So we were pretending to be mermaids. We were just, you know, swimming along in the sea, you know, unsupervised because no one knew we were there. So we were swimming along, having fun, like, mate, you're a mermaid, mate, same. And then I realised I couldn't touch the floor anymore. I was like floating along in the sea and my feet were like that far from the floor, and I was like, okay, I can just like hop, like, because I wasn't the best swimmer. I could swim, I just couldn't swim well, so I decided I'd like hop somewhere where I could touch the floor. And then I realised the more I hopped, the less floor I could feel, and the further I was going under the water to touch the floor. So I told Sharon, mate, I can't touch the floor anymore, and she was like, mate, same. So we decided to try and swim to shore, but it didn't work, and we realised how far we were from the shore. We were like really far away. We had to swim. I was fully prepared for death at that very moment, and I'm pretty sure Sharon was as well. We were swimming, we were crying, we were like, mate, we're gonna die. And then eventually this guy with a surfboard and a towel came up to us and like dragged us to shore and gave me a towel. Now I'm not sure where that towel is. If I find it, I promise I'll show you it. It was a white towel and it had a red cross on it, you know, the England flag. It had that, and I'm pretty sure I still have it somewhere. I'll probably find it at some point. I'll be like, yo. And I think that's definitely the most terrifying thing that has ever happened in my life, and probably ever will. I think back to that day and I'm like, wow, I was actually prepared to die, and I was only like 11, probably, younger than that. So, you know, I was prepared for death at a young age. Me and Sharon, like, we got closer because of that incident, and back at school, I decided that I wanted to create something. I didn't know what, but I just sat down in my room one day and I got out a book. I think it was like a lined sketchbook or something, and I just began to draw. And I decided to think, what about like fairies and animals? So I'm gonna draw a person, give them animal aspects and wings. Sound familiar to something? It should do. And I decided to call this person, well, it's a mix of an animal and a fairy, so I decided to call him Anime. Now, at this point, I did not know what anime was. I just thought, you know, Anime was a good name because it's an animal and a fairy, and it sounded cute, and it was... Nope. I ended up telling Sharon about my creation, and then we ended up, like, Googling some things about anime, even though I was the one who made it up, and we found out that it was remarkably similar to the word anime. Now, at this point, I was probably, like, 11, maybe 10. So 10-year-old me was like on the internet looking at pictures of anime, and I was like, wow, this is really cool, it's such a good drawing, and then I would try and draw in the style of anime. But I hadn't started to watch a lot of anime until recently, so I usually used to look at the art and like copy the art and stuff and just admire it from afar. But recently I started watching a lot of anime, so wow, my voice is going slowly, that's upsetting. And then we go on to my last phase, which has definitely followed me into my life at the moment. The internet. Now, my personality on the internet was mainly just moviestarplanet.com, binweevils.com, moshymonsters.com, you know, like the virtual worlds like that. That was mainly what I did, but I also went on a little website called youtube.com and I would watch a bunch of videos. I used to watch a bunch of Shane Dawson, Dan and Phil, a lot of Stampy Cat. I used to love Stampy Cat so much. I remember I tried and watch SpongeBob, but a bunch of YouTube poops came up instead. So that's probably what introduced me to memes at a very young age, YouTube poops, because I literally just typed in SpongeBob, search, and then a bunch of YouTube poops came up, so obviously that face has definitely followed me. So that was my life as a child. Did you do anything weird as a child? What was your life like? Did you have any weird phases like me? Anyway, if you liked the video, make sure to like it. And if you didn't like it, then make sure to like it. And if you really liked it, then subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!